All right, Greg and Jimmy back from the Who You Got podcast to give you our favorite plays from college week one. Jimmy, we're back. It's official. We got a full slate of games. I'm wasting no time with my first pick. It's going to be, and I think I've made this clear on the podcast, hook 'em horns. Texas getting 2.5. It's dropped to 1.5 in some places. I think Texas is in a prime position to win this game. Big factors for me. Manning will be the best player on the field. Make no bones about it. Texas has had this game circled for revenge after Ohio State beat them in the semis last year, 28-14. Then you look at the fact Texas is returning 7 players on the defensive side of the ball, a defense that gave up under 16 points a game last year. And finally, a big factor for me week one, Ohio State's lost both coordinators. And I think the most telling sign when we look at this whole season is their defensive coordinator bolted to Penn State, because that's who's going to win the national championship. But, Jimmy, I'm going with the experience of Texas here. Give me Texas 2.5. Who's your first play?
Well, we picked them to win the SEC, and they can't win the SEC if they don't get off to a good start. Brian Kelly is going to get off the first game losing snide. They're going to win. I think they're going to beat Clemson outright. So you're going to give me 4 points, fine. I see commentators talking about Nussmeier's going to have a tough game, throw a couple of picks. I don't see it. I know Clemson's returning a lot of their players, but so is LSU. LSU, I think, again, if you got the Stones, take the money line. I'll take the 4 points. Thank you very much.
Yep, and you clicked up to 4.5 at some places, which I grabbed it at. Love LSU too. That is my second play. Look, this year's the year. The boys and Kelly, they're going to get it done in week one, Jimmy. I know it. I actually believe LSU's in a great spot here. They're a very live dog. Nussmeier's not going to be intimidated by the moment here. He's played in big games, and he's done very well.
Absolutely.
Going into Clemson I don't think it's going to intimidate him. Clemson has an outstanding D. Make no argument about it from me. However, that LSU offense is special. They can move the ball on anyone, and I think they're massively improved on D. I think we are looking at a very competitive game here. I think it could come down to a field goal. Or, worst case, Clemson goes into a prevent, LSU gets in the end zone late, loses by 3. Either way, the scenarios for me line up for LSU covering this. Give me LSU plus the points. What we got next?
I'm going with the Hurricanes. Again, we also picked them. I picked them in my Final Four. I think Miami could truly be a live dog. I think Beck is going to make a case for why he should be a part of the Heisman conversation. Again, I think it started at 4. I think it's 2.5 now. But give me 2.5 points. Notre Dame coming to town. I will take it all day long. They can't, again, win. They can't get to the Final Four, in my opinion, if they don't get off to a hot start. Notre Dame goes to Miami, and they get beat by Cristobal and Beck.
Yeah, I'm with you here again. I love Miami in this spot too. It's another year. Nothing has changed, right, with these two teams. Both have championship expectations, maybe making a run at a natty. ND's coming off a playoff run, but they look like they might have some questions here, and it's at quarterback, which is concerning to me going on the road week one. So I think Miami, coming off a late season collapse, will be motivated in this spot at home. They bring Beck in with experience. I love it. I think you're right here. I think you're spot on. I think give me the U at home week one. I think they send the faithful home happy. Go Canes. All right. For me, I love another home dog here, and it's UCLA. And this line is clicking down a little bit now. Home dogs have been very good in these spots week one, and I think UCLA fits the mold to continue that in this game. They shown signs last year that they were improving down the stretch, and they did very well in the portal. They kind of reloaded here. I go back to 2 years ago when Utah was in this same kind of spot going to a Florida Gators team, and the Gators pounded them. I think the same thing is going to happen here. I don't think UCLA has the firepower to, quote, hammer them, but I think they can play a competitive game against Utah at home and cover the number. If you can get the 6 or 6.5, take it. If you got to settle for the 5.5, I still like it in that spot. Jimmy, what's your final play?
My final play, we're going to go a little bit off the grid here. I'm going with Buffalo. Buffalo's getting 16.5 with Minnesota. Buffalo's got a second-year coach, Pete Lembo. They won their last 5 games to close out last season, and they have a ton of people returning. Minnesota likes to run the ball. They've got a redshirt freshman about to start, and they lost 3 offensive linemen last year. I'm not saying Buffalo's going to pull the upset, believe you me, but give me 16.5 for a run-heavy team that's favored up. I think Buffalo covers this, no problem.
All right, last one for me is UNC getting 3.5 at home from TCU to start the year. This is a simple breakdown for me. TCU, Jimmy, is the better team on both sides of the ball. No question about it. With that said, Hoodie, first game at home. He's had 6 months to prepare for this game. I'm not betting against the Hoodie. Are you?
I'm not.
Right. And I'll give one angle out to end it here. Because people don't normally look at these games because the spreads are so huge. Teams giving 37 or more in week 1 are 16 of their last 17, everyone. So could be an angle to look at, could be profitable for everyone tomorrow. All right, that's all we got for today. We'll leave you with that. And remember, what's never, ever over and is always under the Ohio State win total.